Internet, and welcome to SonyCentric, the Outerhaven's official PlayStation podcast. I'm your host, Jason Kwasnicki, and I'm joined here today by the lovely and always a tiny bit salty, our editor-in-chief, Keith Mitchell.
I'm not a little salty. I'm completely salty. Just call me nuts.
Good one, good one. We also have Clinton Bowman.
Just Clinton Bowman? Bitch, I'm the senior editor. What the fuck? Like, just Clinton Bowman?
Just a name, son. Suck it up.
Just...
Yo, one person every week gets the love. I don't got that much love, man. I gotta spread it around equally.
Listen, first of all, this ain't Skippy peanut butter. Second of all...
Skippy peanut butter is nasty.
Shut up! I enjoy Skippy peanut butter very much, sir.
Yeah.
I
You're a real peanut butter connoisseur.
I also like Jif and Peter Pan.
You would like Peter Pan.
Stop being ignorant. I'm not Michael Jackson.
And finally, we are joined by Mark Sullivan.
Yo, I like Jiffy peanut butter. It's pretty good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey man, I like green eggs and ham.
All right, Sam, I am.
It's delicious.
It is. Speaking of green things, you know what was oddly green? Some concept art that leaked for God of War 4, folks.
That was the worst segue.
It was a fucking flop of a segue. I apologize profusely. I don't know where that came from, but
I blame Clinton.
No, that wasn't even me. I'm sorry. Even I wouldn't come up with something that bad. Like, come on, son.
Hey, but it is true. There's a lot of fucking green, like, little fairy forests and shit, because guess what, folks? Apparently, the next God of War is taking place in Norse mythology. So we got fairies, we got dwarves, we got hammers.
All I care about is this. As long as, you know, T.C. Carson is still the voice of Kratos, I'll be living single.
Oh my God, you're talking about terrible things, and you brought that show.
Whoa, Living Single was a great show. Don't you dare.
Was.
Well,
Not
Clinton is right. Kratos is apparently coming back, and he's got a nice beard. No longer is he sporting that goatee. He's got a beard, folks. And gone are the the Blades of Chaos or Chaos Blades? I think it was Blades of Chaos.
Yeah, I think so.
Now he's got an axe or a hatchet or something that looks Norse-y, Viking-y.
So you went after Thor?
Huh?
What, am I messing up my
No, Thor
mythology?
is Norse mythology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, so potentially Thor could be in this. And, I mean, this is, for all intents and purposes, this has kind of been confirmed as legit.
Did you say all intents and purposes?
Porpoises.
Purposes. Did it sound like porpoises? I'm sorry, folks. I'm sick. I'm under the weather. I'm trying my best here, okay? At the very least, I'm giving you all very good comedic fodder.
Yes, you are.
So, for all intents and purposes, has been confirmed. So originally, the leak came from nerdleaks.com. Apparently, they just straight up went into the back end of a password-protected website. So much for whatever password they were using, because that didn't help them one bit.
Yo,
And
Zach. Yo, Valve anti-cheat. Let's go.
What?
What?
Yo, hacking, cheating, all that fun stuff.
No.
Well, they straight up just stole that shit and blasted it over the internet. At this point, the NerdLeaks website is down.
Yeah, that site went down shortly afterwards.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm telling you, man. Like, Sony probably was like, either you shut them down or we're suing your asses. And it's like, the web host is like, yeah, we ain't taking that shit.
No, it's not even that. If you breach somebody's account,
they broke the law, man.
Yeah, you broke the law.
I'm agreeing with that. They 100% broke the law.
So the reason why the site's probably down is because they're now probably in the part of being prosecuted.
Oh,
That's how. Once that law was passed many years ago, that's basically considered terrorism. Believe it or not.
cyber terrorism. I mean,
Yep.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
Nerd leaks, man, making it up in the world, right there with Osama bin Laden.
Hey! I'm like, I don't know. How does that work?
That was ignorant.
But aside from Nerd Leaks, shortly after, Polygon put up an article saying they had reached out for comment, but they did confirm that their own personal sources had indicated that this artwork is legitimate. And, of course, my favorite NeoGaffer, Shinobi, made some interesting tweets that seem to imply that this is pretty legit. So I think we can take it on good faith that this is happening.
So does this mean I have to go and see if I could pick up God of War 3 remastered for the PlayStation 4? Because Sony's not going to release God of War 1 and 2 on PS4 because I have to get it for the PlayStation Vita.
No,
much to my
you're
chagrin.
a terrible fan of the series because you should already had it.
Here's the thing, though. Like, you know, back when these games came out, I wasn't working the lucrative job that I'm working now.
Yeah, well, I don't think it even matters that much.
Like, well, I can afford to have like 5 consoles and an iPad and $1,000 computer sitting right next to me. See, I wasn't able to do that.
I mean, I don't think it matters that much, Clint, because didn't the third one, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't the third one just end with the world ending?
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily remember because it's been so long.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't remember.
I don't know. It was something crazy. But
don't get me wrong. I would love to hear me some Kevin Sorbo Hercules again.
The best Hercules ever.
The best.
I would assume that this is a reboot, though. I mean,
That's
isn't
the only
that
way that I can.
Yeah.
I can like actually see it making sense. I don't know how they would just like.
Because wasn't technically a God of War all Greek mythology for the most part? So yeah, it would have to completely be a reboot because you can't just jump from, you know, Greek mythology all the way to Norse mythology without some kind of real explanation. You know,
there is an explanation. It's called video games, man.
I mean,
that's
not enough. That's not enough. That's not enough for the modern sophisticated gamer.
Tough shit.
I mean, the image of Kratos, it looks like Kratos with a beard and an axe, but I mean, we don't know that it's necessarily Kratos. Like, he doesn't have the name Kratos tattooed on his chest.
Nah, but he's still like the picture that we have. He's still like pale, and he's still got those like.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
skulls
But it
on
could
there.
be a new character that just is going to look like him.
Yeah.
Maybe eventually had some kids again.
Yeah.
Hey, you never know.
Because Kratos is a Greek as fuck word. Like, that just does not make sense.
Black man played by a black as hell man. I'm just saying, like, you know, that dude, Terrence C. Carson, that dude's the truth.
I'm just saying, like, it'd be weird as hell. Like, oh, I'm Thor. I wield Mjolnir in the fairy forest. Oh, hey, I'm Kratos.
Yeah, I don't see Kratos taking down Thor. I'm sorry.
Look, Kratos versus Thor. Who wins? Superman. Fuck it. Like, I mean, look, that doesn't even matter. All it is I just see it as a complete, utter reboot, putting Kratos, or a complete alternate story, putting Kratos in Norse mythology. Like, if it's an alternate story, it would make sense. If it's a reboot, then you're sitting down here looking at people bitching and moaning, like, where the hell is Zeus? Where the hell is Hera? Where the hell is Calliope? Like, you know,
Where the hell is Kevin Sorbo?
Yo, where the hell is Kevin Sorbo and Jimmy Neutron? Like, I mean, listen, yeah, Calliope was played by Debbie Berry, who was the voice of Jimmy Neutron. But still, you know, you back for the day. But you know, like, I'm not seeing where it makes sense that it's in Norse mythology. I don't see where it's making sense in terms, unless we get a full-on explanation at E3. I don't see where it makes sense. Because I don't think this game is coming out before 2018 or 2017 if you want to play early.
I'd have to imagine next year would probably.
2017, you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they've been working on this for a while. Like,
Yeah.
Like there was a what's his name? Corey Balrog, I think his name is. Who worked on the second one. Like, confirmed this, I think, 1.5 years ago.
Yeah, my man looking. You know who my man looks like? My man Kratos looking like Drax the Destroyer, looking like Batista. Like,
oh yeah,
right now. Like, my man look like Batista. He about to Batista bomb somebody. Like, you know, I don't know. I really don't know. And I like God of War. God of War is a great freaking game. And I'm like, fantastic game. But I just don't know where they're going with this. You know?
I don't know. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, look, listen. Obviously, you know, when you make common sense out of it, yes, it's a video game. But if you want to put logic into it, which everybody seems to want to do nowadays, this is why video games are no longer fun as they used to be.
Speak for yourself, son.
Like, I mean, listen. I like a good game where I could just shoot somebody up without any real explanation. You know, for example, oh wait, I'm trying to prove. For example, Tomb Raider. I'm trying to prove that I'm not crazy. So wait, where's my phone? I'm like, but she's getting mauled by bears and shit and drowned in water. How you expect the phone to still work? Logic?
He has a Sony phone. You know, the waterproof and crush resistant.
Who the hell uses Sony phones?
Not Lara Croft, apparently.
Exactly. No, but that being said, I mean, listen.
Oh, Lara Croft's using a Windows phone.
I'm excited.
That's why she's lost.
Wow. Because I
Boom.
what's funny? I have an Android Windows phone and an iPhone. What? So I can't be lost. I'm a hipster, and apparently, you know, I like to get lost again. Navigator getting lost.
So clearly, Clinton is a bit iffy on the whole Norse mythology thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mark, what do you think?
I'm all for it. I mean, they kind of just. When was the last God of War game that came out? It was Ascension, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes, if I remember correctly.
And that was kind of. I mean, it wasn't bad, but I don't remember much
Yes, it
being
was.
said about
Yes,
it
it
in
was.
general.
Yeah, it was like a solid 3.5 stars.
I think this is a shake-up that the franchise needs.
Yeah, God of War Ascension was God of War, bruh. Like, that's exactly what that was.
Another thing I want to point out, this is very appropriate. NeoGAF has on the page for the leaks a poll for which part of God of War 4 are you most excited for, and the
Everybody
one leading
is down for the beard.
Yeah, I'm all for that too. That's awesome.
It is pretty gnarly.
It's a nice beard.
He's a copy off of Sexy Ryu. Give me a break.
Nah, he's Batista with a beard. I'm sorry. He's Beard Tista. That's exactly what he is, man.
Beard Tista.
Beard Tista.
So
Hey.
Keith, what about you? What do you think about all this?
I want to take a page out of I forgot my man's name, so I won't say his name. But you know, they say show me the money. I want to see it in action. I want to see an official confirmation from Sony saying yes, this game is in the works. Yes, we've been working on it for quite some time, and yes, it will be coming to the PlayStation 4. You know, in this year.
Dude,
Well,
you know that this was meant to be an E3 reveal,
Oh yeah,
like for sure. Do you think they're still gonna drop it? Like they're gonna wait till E3?
they have to. They're committed. You know, certain things are in place. If you break what you were supposed to show, you kind of get screwed on that.
Like
So,
for
yeah.
example, these two the Ratchet and Clank reviews that I'm looking at, even though the embargo ends on Monday.
Well, the embargoes only count if you got a copy from them. Now, I read one and they actually got a hold of a retail copy of the game, so that means somebody released it early. So
Well,
Not
mom and
restricted.
pop shops, yeah.
yeah, you're not restricted to the embargo. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
you only sign a thing if you get it directly.
And technically, not even signing it, just like literally your redemption of the code is literally your digital signature as to be like, yeah, you signed that embargo technically. So,
it's TVU.
all right.
So aside from like the story, the setting, whether or not Kratos has a beard, is there anything really God of War needs gameplay wise?
I mean, isn't God of War technically a beat 'em up for the most part?
No,
Like,
it's not.
For the most part, like the typical gameplay is beat 'em up esque or like Musou esque, if I remember correctly.
Not so much Musou. It's more beat 'em up is a little more accurate. It's very combo based in terms of the combat.
Like weapon oriented.
Yeah.
Utilizing the different things in your arsenal.
Yeah, because I think it was a beat 'em up. That's what I'm saying. It feels like more like a beat 'em up to me, and that's what I like God of War, because it feels like the old school beat 'em ups.
Yeah, I can see that.
And you know, outside of that, and the story and literally the writing of the characters, just like following Kratos' struggle. And I honestly, if you would have put Nolan North as Kratos, as the voice of Kratos, I probably wouldn't buy it as much.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's like Terrence Carson, you know, has that soul that Kratos like needs to like really get down and dirty with that character. I don't think anybody else can get
I don't
down
know
and dirty with
Nolan
that
North
character.
can really get that angry.
I mean, at the same
Like-
time, let's remember, like, this is Kratos. We're not talking about Hamlet.
I mean, you're right. But you know, there's like few voice actors, a few actors in general could probably pull Kratos off, and Terrence Carson is one of them.
Fair enough.
Hell, Denzel Washington as Kratos might work.
Oh, Jesus.
Might. Like,
awesome.
But not to the level of Terrence Carson. Like, and if they don't go with Terrence Carson this time around, I'll definitely be iffy on God of War.
Well, we don't know this character.
To that he won't be though.
What if it's not Kratos?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough.
That too. What if it's what if it's like a related Kratos as character?
The leaks do insinuate that it is Kratos.
Yeah, but what if it ends up being someone like a Kratos type character in like in the Norse mythology, and it goes with a completely
that's fine. He looks the part. That he doesn't look different enough that he couldn't potentially have the same voice. You know.
You know, this might end up being like Assassin's Creed Kratos edition, like, you know,
Assassin's Creed. Oh boy.
Oh, that'd be horrible.
Assassin's Kratos, like, you know, where we put Kratos in multiple different universes. Next thing you know, Kratos is basically, you know, fighting like Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton in a future series. Like, I hope it doesn't end up that way.
Jeez.
That would actually be pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah, honestly, like I do enjoy this series very thoroughly, and like all they really needed was to update the setting and kind of move on from Kratos, because Kratos' story was kind of done after the first one. Not that the other games weren't enjoyable.
This is like the shake-up that it needs, I think.
Fact.
Right.
Like we've gotten 3 games, the two PSP ones, and Ascension, which
Yeah.
It's all just been building around Kratos in Greek mythology. I think this could really benefit.
Oh, yeah,
those
definitely.
Vita games, right?
Series.
Weren't some of those on Vita, Mark?
No, they just ported the HD collection to Vita.
No, yes, it was Vita. You're right. I had to make sure.
Yeah.
Like, I know there's one. I know Sparta, God of Sparta, I think it was, came out on the PSP, and
Ghost of Sparta.
Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta both did.
I played the hell out of both of those games.
And then they came to PS3 in the HD collection. I don't know if they're probably Vita compatible. Just have to.
Nah, they're not.
Get them digitally. Oh, they're not?
No.
Whatever.
Anyways.
Mark's just like, fuck it. Fuck the Vita.
Nah, I love the Vita, but I don't know.
Like, it is what it is.
Do we need to allot you your 5 minutes to defend the Vita, Mark?
No, it's okay.
But yo, what about some other? We got some other stuff. We got some other stuff to talk about.
We
like,
had an update. Take it away, Clinton.
I wasn't even going for the update. We got Ratchet and Clank. I think that comes out like this week.
Comes out Tuesday.
Comes out on Tuesday. We got trophies. We got trophies. We got reviews up. People are liking the game so far.
I can't wait to get my hands on it.
There's 47 total trophies.
Yeah, I was thinking about holding off, but now I kind of really want to get this.
Yeah, there's 47 total trophies in the games.
Honestly, I'm not too surprised that like the first 3 reviews were pretty good, because honestly, like, you know, it's Ratchet and Clank. That first game was pretty kick-ass. Like, they'd have to fuck up big time to like.
Well, whenever it's like a mainline Ratchet, like an important Ratchet and Clank game, not like that. What was that shitty?
All for One.
There was that, but there was the other one.
Into the Nexus.
No, Into the Nexus was good. The one where you're like defending. It's like a tower defense game almost.
A Crack in Time.
No. Hold on, I'll look this up. But that game,
Quest for booty, tools for destruction, up your arsenal, going commando, size matters.
I think it's Quest for Booty.
No. Well, even that was just kind of like a short thing.
Secret Agent.
Full Frontal Assault. That's
Full Frontal Assault. Okay.
Yeah, that one was crap. But All for One was kind of meh. But whenever they do like a game like Into the Nexus or a Crack in Time, especially, like they always deliver, and those games are fucking awesome.
Well, apparently this is a remake game, and
it's like a reimagining
movie,
of the first one, and I mean the first game was fantastic on its own. So this is I'm not surprised that this is doing well either.
Yeah,
I'm kind of glad that Ratchet and Clank PS4 is going to be like $40, and then shouts out to Best Buy. I got like $10.
Well, they've been doing that with like the past 2-3 games. Like even Into the Nexus was $30, I think, when it came out. And then it was getting discounted to $20, a month or so after.
Right. So I mean, I'm picking it up anyway, like day one now, because I mean, I got like $10 in like rewards. So at Best Buy, but people are liking the game. They're sitting out there saying the game is 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10. So it's actually pretty solid. I mean, it's a tie into the movie, but it's imagining the first one. It's like people are saying it's like getting to know a brand new friend, an old friend, in a brand new way, and like that, you know?
Yeah.
Right. There's supposed to be a lot more emphasis on the character moments in the.
One of the rules, one of the cons that Indian website had, NDTV had, was that there's minor technical issues, but it's not much in the way of like the game would get away, because it's like meaningful additions to the narrative, great weapons, solid controls.
Those could even those minor issues could just be patched.
Yeah. So the game. It said if you're new to the series, that this game is a good starting point. So
Well, I'm gonna have less for PAX because I definitely am going to pick that up, and I still have my my Dark Souls 3 collector edition coming on Tuesday as well.
Jeez.
I'm bringing the PS4. I am bringing the PS4. So
You got no time to play a PS4 PAX. Come on now.
when we get back and put some of the Crunchyroll on, like, come on.
We brought a PlayStation 4 last year. I played it how many times?
Well, keep in mind, we're getting there Thursday anyway. So there's gonna be that little bit of time.
He says a little bit of time.
But people are liking Ratchet and Clank, and I've always enjoyed Ratchet and Clank as a series. The one series I want to come back is Jack and Daxter, though.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
It's not coming back.
That's unfortunate. But...
Like, as much as I want Jack and Daxter and for Rapper to come back, I understand those two series ain't coming back.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you, Clinton. Like, I love those games. Like, even more so than Ratchet and Clank.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'll also be honest with you, man. If Sony could find a way to get Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon back,
Nope.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Well, Spyro's making enough money on its own right now, so I mean, Activision, you're doing a good job with Spyro. I'll give him that.
Well, at least we're likely going to get another Sly Cooper game, so
Yo,
we have that to look forward to.
Oh, yo, son, Sly Cooper's so good though.
Yeah, and Sanzaru did a fantastic job with Thieves in Time, so I'm optimistic about that.
Dude, Thieves in Time was, like, honestly a game I played through twice. Once on the Vita and once on the PlayStation 3. Like, dude, that game was so much fun to play when I first got my Vita.
Actually, the Vita version is my fastest platinum, because you could just do the cross-save over, so as soon as I loaded it up on Vita, I got the platinum in like 45 seconds. It was great.
Hey, Mark, guess what?
What's up?
Guess how many people care about the Vita?
Oh, boy.
Because now you don't need it to remote play.
Oh.
Hey, segue!
See, alright.
See, that's a segue.
The one earlier was
See, I
shit, but
redeemed
that was
myself.
really good.
Boom!
That was solid.
That's a segue. That's a solid segue. So, the PlayStation Update 3.50 came out on Tuesday, I want to say it was. And it premiered one of the most asked for features for PlayStation 4 owners. A feature that Xbox owners had gotten with the update to Windows 10.
To appear offline? No, I'm kidding.
This is remote play on the PC. Now, Xbox, through the Xbox app, obviously has it for Xbox One, where you can connect to your Xbox and play it online. The only thing is you had to have your Xbox on from jump in order to actually access that. With Sony, on the other hand, you can wake this up via LAN. You can wake it up via LAN on your PC by connecting. All you do is plug in your PlayStation 4 controller directly to your computer. Turn on remote play. It'll turn on your PS4 automatically. The lag is virtually negligible on it. Now, you're not really gonna play hair trigger games like fighting games on that, or shooters. You can maybe get away with it, but I would go against it depending on what your internet connection is. The minimum I want to say upload, if I'm correct, would be 5 megabits per second for the streaming to your computer from your PlayStation 4. But the good thing about it is apparently Sony also snuck on some PlayStation 4 controller drivers, because when I was actually going back to the home menu with my PS4, Steam Big Picture activated.
Ah,
when I press the home button.
interessante.
So you have to be extremely careful with that. You can set it to either do 30 frames a second streaming or 60 frames a second streaming. Just keep note that at 60 frames a second, you can't do PS4 game share. You can't press the share button and do gameplay recording. That's not going to happen. But there is functionality within OBS and XSplit for you to capture the game window. So that's always a good thing. So now you don't need for the PlayStation 4 and even so much on the Xbox One, but most of the PlayStation 4, you really don't even need a capture card.
Yeah, it's really cool how not just Sony, but well, I don't want to say all of the manufacturers because Nintendo. I don't know I don't know what the suite of functionality for streaming is on the Wii U.
They still don't believe in Twitch integration. Like Reggie was like, "There's no point. Like, there's no point to it. It takes away from it." I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. I love Reggie, but I don't know what he was thinking.
I mean, there's a lot of modern things Nintendo doesn't believe in.
Like the internet.
Yeah, like the internet. Or a unified account system.
Well, to be fair, Nintendo
does
did have an internet browser on the Nintendo DS first. Anyway, so it was like, gotta give it to them on that one.
Oh boy, a browser on my DS.
Hey, something. But that's the functionality is actually pretty good. Also included was USB support for music playlists, so we could scan. You'd have to plug in a USB key to your PlayStation 4 in order to play music off of your PS4. This question: does this lead to the reintroduction of custom soundtracks?
For games, you mean?
Yes.
I hadn't even thought of that actually.
Better question is: do people even care about those anymore?
Yes, actually they do.
I mean, I listen to Spotify. Sometimes when I play games,
there's a lot of people that, especially those that play like the sports games and stuff like that can put their custom music. Like MLB The Show 16 has brought back sounds of the show, which is pretty much you can take your music and put them into the game as walk-up music or arena music and such like that. Same NBA 2K used to have that. WWE 2K, had that as well. Also, along with that, you can set a party member limit, so you can pretty much say, hey, I only want 4 people in my party, as opposed to like unlimited amounts of people. There's improvements to the live from PlayStation menu for easy searching, and you can disable the console screenshot notification pop-up, so you can take multiple screenshots without capturing the pop-up.
Praise the sun.
And you can also, it's not fully confirmed, but you can use 4 terabyte hard drives now on your PS.
No, I thought that was confirmed.
It was?
Yeah, I thought that was confirmed.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was confirmed. People say it wasn't necessarily confirmed. But if that is confirmed, that's actually really good. 4 terabyte hard drives, people have space now.
Yeah, that would be convenient.
Dude, 500 ain't enough. A terabyte now is people going digital is not enough.
Wait, what are you talking about?
A terabyte of space on a terabyte hard drive for games?
No, I'm saying people have had more than that in their hard drives.
Well, they've had like what, 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte at most?
No, 2, because I got it.
I said 2 at most. And
yeah, 2.
Yeah. Now, I mean, keep in mind, there's a lot of people just going straight digital now. So it's like 2 terabytes can start to fill up really quickly, though. Depends on the person.
It depends on the person.
It also depends if you keep everything downloaded or if you, some people will keep shit in their library, but they'll keep it off, uninstalled from their, it depends.
Oh yeah. So you can definitely do that, But the biggest thing, obviously, is the PS4 streaming, the remote play app that you can download, and I believe it's only for Windows 8 and Windows 10. No, it's only for Windows 10.
Now, what games were you testing it with?
Valkyria Chronicles remastered, The Witch in 100 Night. Tested it with MLB The Show.
The Show.
Tested it with I I tested with a couple games, with a lot of games. I don't have any fighting games on my PS4.
Mm-hmm.
But I was thinking about seeing if I could pick up a really cheap copy of Injustice and testing it out there.
Right, just to see like frame rate hold up and there's no lag, input lag and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, obviously having the TV and my computer on the first time and playing Valkyria Chronicles Remastered and just being able to hear like literal milliseconds. But since my ear is tuned to that, I personally tune my ear to that. You can hear it, and it's less than a half a millisecond difference in the sound, in the streaming and the sound.
I mean, yeah, that's still pretty good.
That's still actually pretty good. So, in terms of people with the FGC, as long as let's say, you have your PS4 and your computer on the same router or the same switch, it should be necessarily negligible. Now, if you're doing it via Wi-Fi, obviously I haven't tested it doing Wi-Fi because why would I do that?
Right.
You know, tested over Wi-Fi, the lag may be a little more noticeable.
Probably a lot more.
You got to test it for science, man. You got to test it.
You know what? I probably will end up testing it for science. I will probably end up testing it for science and putting up a comparison video.
There you go.
More so, but I can't really put a comparison video for that, but I'll probably do a Wi-Fi and then see if it does it, like do 30 frames a second versus 60 frames a second and whatever the case may be.
Right.
You know, and let people know how it goes. But that being said, I mean, hey guys, PlayStation 4, man, PlayStation 4 streaming. People don't need TV. People ain't gonna need their TVs no more.
You know what people aren't going to need? People ain't going to need their Vitas, Mark. You better watch out.
Man,
Well,
shots fired tonight.
No,
yeah, lots of
shots fired. I'm sorry, Sony basically killed off the Vita. I mean,
yeah.
I'm not denying that, but
Let's call a spade a spade. I mean, the only reason the Vita is still relevant is because of third-party gaming, such as like the JRPGs, like NEP and all of that stuff.
And it's also
Other than
just
that,
a PlayStation Classics machine.
and a PlayStation Classics machine.
and I've made the argument before that it works really well that way.
I mean, I have a PlayStation Classics machine. It's my modified PSP, or my modded PSP. Go,
Modified, quote unquote.
My modified PSP Go, which I can put my PlayStation 3 controller on there. Like, I can definitely do that. Like, it's nothing. The Vita has nothing special or nothing that differentiated from anything else, and that's the problem.
Just as on a closing note, just because we're running out of time, I will say though, in Mark's defense, I'll have to disagree with what you just said, Clinton, and that there was nothing special. It could have been a very good handheld if it had been supported properly.
Look, coulda, woulda,
if
shoulda.
we had
Woulda, shoulda.
more,
I'm sorry.
if we had more Uncharted Golden Abysses and
Basically, yeah.
Can I be honest with you?
Paraways.
Look, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Like, hindsight is 2020. Like, obviously Sony did not see this all the way through, and they screwed up. And
Right. I agree with that.
I will give them all the flack for that. They 100% deserve all of that.
Oh, no, I totally agree with that. I'm actually agreeing with you in blaming Sony for the fact that the Vita failed. It's totally on Sony that the Vita failed, because it had every reason to succeed. But we digress, folks. That's the end of our show. Please. What? Please like us. Like this video if you liked this show.
Yeah.
And subscribe for more content. And if you just hated, the stuff that was coming out of our mouths,
Blame Clinton.
don't dislike the video. Just you can leave a comment that says, "Keith, you suck."
I want to see that. I want to see a bunch of those.
I would love to see that.
Even if you liked it, I still want to see it. Just say, "Keith, you suck."
This has been Jason Kwasnicki, and I was joined today by Clinton Bowman, Keith Mitchell, and Mark Sullivan.
Mark!
Oh God, what?
Say
Damn it.
something, Mark.
What? What is this? Is this the goodbye part?
Yes!
Oh, goodbye.
Peace out, Internet.